X is less than 5. Dead easy? Now girls, if this is stressing you out, on the sheet it says just do what's before the comma if you want. Okay, but the solutions have the whole thing. Okay? Right, so first do what's before the comma. What do we dig if we want it to be less than 1 and also greater than 2? I think I dig this corner.
Are we shading counts or not? Yeah, what are we shading?
Well, no, I'm just drawing for the moment. I'm drawing what I dig. Okay, I dig this.
Yeah, just that.
Yeah? I haven't looked after the comma yet. Okay? Now, I'm given an additional option now. I'm given the option that you can also have x less than 5.
Will it still be...
Right? So therefore, what did I dig? I dig this. Is that right?
Yeah.
And I'm also being told that I can also dig this.
But that doesn't apply to...
So would it just be
It's
that?
because it's the word or. You got two chances. Either dig this, which I originally drew, or dig this. So you get this great enormous thing here. So I'm gonna do shade what counts here. So I'm going to shade this. This is the bit that I originally dug. Technical term. Okay. And now I've given this extra option. This is sweet as sugar. And so that's the final answer, except I need to do the lines. You don't need to worry about that line because it's been enveloped. Okay? It's been enveloped in the shading. It's just these you have to worry about. That line, do I dig it? No, I do not. See, there's no bar there. Okay, so I'm shading what counts, so keep that dotted. What about this line? Do I dig that? No, I do not. So keep that dotted. What about this point?
You do dig it.
No, I certainly, that's got an x coordinate of 5. I certainly don't dig it because of that. It's got a x coordinate greater than 2. Look.
So you do because it's or.
Okay, but it's not less than 1. So that's irrelevant because this and this both need to be true. So that does not count.
Irrelevant.
That line is irrelevant.
So for that bit, you have to look at if it does justify that bit and that bit. But then when you're looking at the other bit, it just has to justify
That's
that
right.
one.
Okay. I'll just give you one final example. Okay, so check this out. Girls, the whole point of this is to make you think. If you look in the textbook, they're nowhere near as hard as this. Okay? I just want you to...
Do you do this for all of our topics?
No. But you can probably tell I've done it for a lot of them.
Is this overtraining?
Done what?
This is total overtraining, right?
Yay.
But if you're a lawyer, if you become a lawyer one day, you have got to be extremely good with the words and or. Because you read some law trying to work out if your client is guilty or not, and it'll say, if the defendant is both under the age of 18 and has no prior history of such and such, or it's been more than 5 years since their last conviction, blah, 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 blah. And you go, what? Well, I'm trying to train you to get used to stuff like that. Okay? So that's why I'm doing it. Okay? Right, so one final example. Here we go. So, what was the one I did just then? I'll now do... Okay, so x is greater than 1, or y is less than -1, and x is greater than -1. Okay, right, so I'll do what's before the comma first. Have a listen, please. Here's me doing x equals 1. Here's me doing y is less than -1. What do I dig? I dig a great big L shape. I dig anything over here, and I dig anything under there. So that's a great big L. Okay, and we're going to do this as shade what doesn't count. Okay, so I've got to imagine my great big white painting device, painting all this in white. Just got to try and store that in your head. That's why it's so hard. Okay, but now this pesky thing comes along and says that that's not enough. In order to make it into the final answer, you also need to be the right of this line. Okay, so what's cool? I think it's this. The only thing that's white, we had the original L, but then all this white gets chopped because it's not greater than -1. So the final answer is this guy here. So I'm now going to shade all the stuff that got chopped along the way. There you go.
What about the top bit? I don't.
I'll just make that a bit clearer.
So wait, can you label the lines?
That's x equals 1, that's x equals negative 1. And that's y is equal to negative 1. Okay, I'll just talk you through it again. We had x is greater than 1. That used to be this great big white region over here. We had y is less than negative 1. That was great big white region down here. They stuck the word or in between, which created a great big L, which gave you 3 options. One, the other, or both. Okay? But then this pesky thing came along here and said, oh, that's not enough. You've also got to be on the right side of this line. Okay? Because x had to be greater than negative 1. So all that got the chop. So it used to be a great big L. Now it's an L that goes all the way up but does not continue all the way to the left. Okay, now let's do the lines. We're doing what we don't want. Okay? So, do we dig this dividing line here?
Wait, does it stay the
It
same?
stays the same.
Okay, well actually let's do this one first. Do we dig that one?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. So therefore, keep it like that because we're shading what doesn't count. We want this line to be unshaded because it counts. Okay, what about this line? Do we dig that line?
No.
No, we don't. Therefore, I shade it. And what about this line? Do we dig
What about the
that?
rest of the line? Why
Yeah,
have
we
you
dig
shaded
that.
the-
We dig it.
Because it's irrelevant. It's just swallowed up in this region.
Oh, right.
Okay?
We
It's
dig
only
it,
the boundary
so
points
we
you
don't
need to worry
shade
about. That's why you do the lines at the end. Amy, you cool?
Yeah. Do we not shade that one? Do we keep it like that?
We dig this, don't we?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so therefore we leave it unshaded because we're shading what doesn't count. Okay? Now finally the points. Do we dig this little guy?
Yeah.
So x, so in other words, 1 comma negative 1.
That counts.
Okay, does it pass this test?
Yeah, because it's
Okay,
all the same.
does it pass this test? It needs to pass both.
Yeah.
Okay, well when I'm asking if it pass either one, does it pass at least one?
Yeah.
It passes that one. Okay, so that gets a tick, that counts. Okay, it passed that and it passed at least one of those. So therefore it gets an overall tick. What about this guy?
What is it?
That is 1 to the left and 1 down. Does it pass that?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. And does it pass at least one of those?
No.
No, it doesn't.